It's the next morning, and I always try to start my day looking at something in nature, something green with vibrant color. It just sets the tone and imprints an image on your mind, which is positive and healing and peaceful. A nice way to start our day is looking at something beautiful, like I just showed you the green trees, and listening to something beautiful. For me, it's the birds. I love hearing the birds in the morning, and smelling something. I like smelling lavender all throughout the day. It's just very uplifting and very calming. So this is a lavender pure organic essential oil. And also our thoughts, giving thanks for a new day, giving thanks for breathing, for a new day of life, a new day of opportunity. For me, I thank the God of the Bible. And it's just lovely to set our mind on something positive and pure and noble. So with that, we'll get started with our next stage of our sprouting. I want to explain that with the sunflower, because they're very light and they tend to float. So what I did was I found a glass that was the same size as just a little bit smaller than the size of the jar, and put it in so that it pushed them down into the water. So I have these jars that's got a lid. You could just use a screen that you definitely can just get from any hardware store, and rubber bands, and you just would put it over it. And so now I'm just pouring out the liquid. And very important, I'm going to give them a rinse. So again, with filtered water, we're just going to fill that up. Empty it again. There's those beautiful little seed babies. And after I've drained the water out, I'm going to just put it, this is actually just a dish rack, and I'm going to put it at a 45-degree angle so that the water can drip out any excess water. And we're just going to leave it like that. There we go, 45-degree angle. And we'll leave it like that all day. And this evening, I will give it another rinse and put it like this again. We'll keep doing that every day, and you'll see them starting to sprout. Now we're doing the same thing with the buckwheat. Just going to rinse that, or drain it I should say. And now we're going to add some fresh water. Now we're doing the same with the buckwheat. I drained the water that it was sitting in overnight. Now I just filled it up with some fresh water, fresh filtered water. I'm going to drain that. And then we're going to place it in the drain board at a 45-degree angle, just like the sunflower. And there's my buckwheat, and you can see that it's just draining excess water, and we'll just leave it like that all day as well. And now this one is our seeds with the clover and the alfalfa. And this one, I'm just using this is a seed cheese bag, but you can use cheesecloth or anything. With a rubber band, you just put it over it, drain that water. Now I'm going to give it a rinse too. So I filled it with fresh, clean water. Just going to drain off that water now. And again, this is our combination seeds of clover, alfalfa, radish, and mustard. Drain that, and then we're going to put that the same way at a 45-degree angle. And there you have it. We've got our seeds that have been soaked overnight, drained and rinsed, and now they are at this angle so that they can sit and start to sprout. Thing of beauty. So here I am, it's evening time, and as you can see, the day's gone by. I've had to do dishes. They're in the same place on the same dish rack as my sprouts, and you know, I thought, well, maybe I should clean all this up and make it look perfect and everything. And then I realized, no, like, I want this to be real. This is real life. And, you know, it can be a little bit messy and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I want you to see the reality of this being, you know, what we can implement into our day, into our lifestyle. And that's exactly what I'm demonstrating. So, you know, I've used my dish rack for my sprouts and my dishes. I've got dishes in the sink. I'm turning on my water now, my Kangen water machine. This is plain water, plain filtered water, and I'm filling up the container. Just going to shake it up and make sure that the sprouts get off of the top that may have gone onto the covering so that they get placed down in the water. Give it a good shake, drain it, and then it's going to go right back on the rack and sit overnight, draining. And then I do the same thing in the morning, same thing in the evening, and you'll see those little sprouts start to come out. And it just is so wonderful when you see that life starting to sprout. Same thing with the buckwheat. And it's going to be a little bit different when these start to sprout. I will show you because I'm showing you step by step, but these won't be staying in here after they just start to sprout. Then they're going to get put on a little bed of soil in a tray. But we're just starting them out at first like this until they just start to get that baby sprout. Off that goes. Shake it up. Drain it. Lovely. Put that aside, and we'll get our sunflower. It only takes like less than 5 minutes, so it's not time consuming. Once you get the hang of this, you've given it a good amount of fresh water. You want to shake it around just to make sure that all the seeds that may have been on the side get rinsed. One thing I just wanted to point out is that if you see seeds in the top here, the cover, make sure that you just tap it to get them down. Okay? Alright. So now this is the last one we're going to put up here. Move my dishes out of the way. Like I said, you know, if you have a busy household, you have children, you're doing other things, I just want you to realize that you can fit this into any lifestyle, any type of household, and make it work and bring healthy, real, live, wonderful, delicious, nutrient-dense food into your diet. I'll see you in the morning. We'll start our day listening to the songs of the birds. Then we'll rinse our sprouts again and see if there's any tails sprouting. And that'll be our day too.